quiet down. Wake up, wake up. Okay. I know we're supposed to be out for summer in a little bit, but we have stuff to get done, okay? I want to leave just as much as you guys. Can anyone tell me what this person, Margaret Fuller, how she contributed to the Romantic movement? Yes.
Sarah Margaret Fuller, commonly known as Margaret Fuller, was an American journalist and women's rights advocate.
Dude.
Associated with the American Transcendentalism movement, her writings had a profound impact.
Oh my God, shut up.
On later women's suffrage campaigners. Her book, Woman in the 19th Century, is considered the first major feminist work in the United States.
Okay, can someone explain to me how the liberal... What are you guys doing?
No, guys, romantic.
Oh, yeah, good.
Romantic. Reformation!
Time's it, romantic time. It's Reformation. What time is it? Movement time. That's right, say it loud. What time is it? Romantic time. A revolution. What time is it? Movement time. Launch it out, scream it out.
At last reform is here. Good to be changing art. I'm on the clock, the game is on.
Know my girl what it's all about.
Ready for some new rights, from words to make a change. I'm here to stay, now moving away. Ready for a woman engaged. All the woman ready is time to let it out. Come on and let me hear you say those rights out loud.
Why are these people even talking about romantic in the first place?
Wow, let me enlighten you. Amelia Bloomer was an American women's right and temperance advocate. In her work with the Lily, she became the first woman to own, operate, and edit a newspaper for women. Her most influential work was in dress reform. And she was like, after I noticed the haphazard and restrictive nature of corset dresses, I pushed for women to adopt a new style of dress. The pantaloons, now called bloomers, not only illustrate a departure from the accepted dress for women, the garments also represent activists in the women's rights movement. I was ridiculed for my style of dress from conservative men and women.
Wait, who's that?
Hi, I'm Henny David Thoreau.
Who?
Hi, I'm Henry David Thoreau, and my life is kind of crazy. Who am I? Study under Ralph Waldo Emerson. I am one of the most influential writers of the Transcendentalist movement. And in my book, The Walden, you should go read it sometime. I talk about simple living in a natural surrounding. And in my essay, Civil Disobedience, I talk about disobedience in an unjust state.
Who even cares about him? What's more important is the Hudson River School. The Hudson River School was a mid-19th century American art movement embodied by a group of landscape painters whose aesthetic vision was influenced by Romanticism.
Ralph Waldo Emerson was an American essayist, lecturer, and poet who led the Transcendentalist movement of the mid-19th century, also known as the father of Transcendentalism. In the 1830s, Emerson gave lectures that he afterward published in essay form. These essays, particularly Nature in 1836, embodied his newly developed philosophy, The American Scholar, based on a lecture he gave in 1837, encouraged American authors to find their own style instead of imitating their foreign predecessors.
Ralph Waldo Emerson inspired many. Among those was Theodore Parker. He was an American transcendentalist and reforming minister of the Unitarian Church. A reformer and abolitionist, his words and popular quotations would later inspire speeches by Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King Jr.
Slavery in itself is immoral. Say no to slavery.
Say no to slavery.
Hey, bro. You know who James Fenimore Cooper is?
Fenny?
Yeah, the music artist.
I love his music.
Yeah, me too, bro.
James Fenimore Cooper was a writer
How would you know that?
because I am James Fenimore Cooper.
James Fenimore Cooper was the first major American writer to deal imaginatively with American life, notably in his 5 leather-stocking tales. He was also a critic of the political, social, and religious problems of the day.
Imagination.
Hey, you forgot about me. Washington Irving was an American short story writer, essayist, biographer, historian, and diplomat of the early 19th century. He is best known for his short stories, Rip Van Winkle, and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. He influenced the early stages of Romanticism in America through his descriptions of nature's beauty, his utilization of Gothic imagery, and his belief that man was inherently good.
What time is it? Romantic time. It's Reformation. What time is it? Movement time. That's right, say it loud. What time is it? Romantic time. A revolution. What time is it? Romantic time. Watch us out, scream and shout.
Okay, it looks like you guys got everything. Yeah.